Is Shahid Afridi speaking the language of a politician? Because if he is, it's a bit unfortunate. He recently said, I have always enjoyed India. Then he says in Hindi, उन्हें तो ठीक ठाक मारा है हमने, इतना मारा है उन्हें कि मैच के बाद माफिया मांगी है उन्होंने, Afridi said. So, loosely paraphrasing it, he said that Pakistan clobbered India so badly that the Indians came back after the match and apologized. Whether that happened or not is a different story, but it opens up a few things which we need to understand in the right perspective. Yes, there was a time when India used to play Pakistan at Sharjah, and often the Pakistan side won. I still remember that famous last ball six of Javed Miandad, and we were so gutted when he hit Chetan Sharma for a six. It went, it sent India into a tizzy. There was so much of analysis over it. There was so much of sadness. So those were moments. Yes, Pakistan had clobbered India in a very critical match. It was at Sharjah, and we all remember it. But look at Pakistan's strength. Let's talk about that first. Some great players, and they include Zahir Abbas, Wasim Bari, Javed Miandad himself as one of the greatest batsmen the subcontinent has thrown up from their side. Then you had Asif Iqbal, and there was a particular tour when our slightly aging spinners went to Pakistan for a series and we were badly hammered. Imran Khan was an upcoming all-rounder then. He also piled on. It virtually ended the career of our famous quartet. So there were certain facts to be remembered, and India also won, had some famous wins. But my point today is, let's concentrate on some stats and figures of Mr. Shahid Afridi, and during his tenure, how did this pan out? So the stats basically say that 15 tests were played during his time, and each side won 5 tests each. In ODIs, so which is even Stevens in test matches. In ODIs, Pakistan have won 2 more games than us. The stat is 41-39. 41-39 in 82 games. So one seriously doubts whether India or any of the Indian players would go into their room later and apologize or beg for forgiveness or hope for a better deal. One seriously doubts that. In the T20 format, and here Shahid Afridi was really good, India on a head-to-head count was 7-1, 7-1. So the story is very different. As I was saying a little earlier, that when you talk about the Sunil Gavaskar era, Pakistan had a bunch of great players. But over a period of time, as the transition happened, and particularly during Shahid Afridi's time, it wasn't the same any longer. The teeth that was lent to Pakistan's bowling attack in the form of Wasim Akram and Waqar Yunus, when they were on the wane, they no longer gelled as a very fiery unit. Wasim Akram, in fact, once very famously said that they were going in to play Australia in a famous final. Of course, they lost that match pretty badly. And he said that we lost the match in the tour bus itself, in the mind. So it showed the dominance of Australia. It showed the dominance of England over the Pakistanis. So those things cannot be forgotten, and they should be remembered. In an interview with BBC Urdu, Shahid Afridi himself said that there is little talent in Pakistan that could excel at the international level. He said, we say there is big talent in Pakistan, but sorry, there is no talent. There is no such level of talent which the cricket world demands right now. And on that basis, he wanted to prolong his playing career, which he certainly did. But as a captain, see the assessment made by Waqar Yunus, who was Pakistan's head coach when they played a World 2020 tournament, and it was a group stage exit for the Pakistanis. They came in for a lot of flack. Pakistan beat Bangladesh, but suffered heavy defeats by India, New Zealand, and Australia, and they were actually jeered by the fans. In the same interview, Afridi said he wants to join politics. Fair enough. And after ending his playing career, he says, I wish to enter politics. However, some well-wishers have advised me against it. But he believed that a politician is basically there to serve people. And isn't there a terrific example for them in Pakistan where Imran Khan went on to become Prime Minister? and he is now at the helm of affairs. In India, if you talk about a contemporary player, then it is Gautam Gambhir. And he's had many a battle against Shahid Afridi, and they have these social media spats. So he's a BJP MP. He's working for his constituency. So the language that he speaks is that of a politician, which is the interesting part. I genuinely believe that whether it's cricket or any sport, I have seen and I have experienced this. So it's not something that I have read about. Politicians, sports persons usually show a lot of respect and towards each other. There is grace, there is decency. It may not happen all the time, but to a considerable extent, it does. I have done shows with Waqar Yunus and Ijaz Ahmad. Both really praised Azhar and Tendulkar and Saurav Ganguly to a great extent, his captaincy. So there was nothing very personal, or there was no contempt. So there is a certain mutual admiration. They recognize each other. Sanjay Manjrekar was on a show called Bat Chat way back in time when I was the producer, and I asked him that you've played against the Pakistanis quite a bit. So how was the sledging? How did they get after you guys? So he says, funnily, they were saying more things against each other than us. So it was quite a respite. So that is a very interesting thing to remember. Once on a show, I had asked Amir Sohail, the former Pakistan opening batsman, and remember his famous spat on the field against Venkatesh Prasad, and what happened next is he hit him for a four, pointed towards the boundary rope, and sledged Venki. Venki came back and bowled him neck and crop on the next delivery. Virat till now says that was one of his greatest moments in cricket. It was a great moment, undoubtedly. But when I asked Amir that, what happened in that bubble, what happened in the heat of the moment, so he said it's exactly that. It was the heat of the moment. I have nothing against Venki. We are friends, and it was just a moment. But that's what the whole thing is all about. Cricket has its moments, has its anecdotes, and it should be remembered like that, not like this. So I have a few points which I want to present here as part of this take. What I want to say is that if you are a sports person and you have aspirations of becoming a politician, become a politician and talk the language of a politician. Do not spout what politicians usually say with their venom, with their different angles. And a politician speaks differently. So if you want to become a politician, become that, and do not be in this middle of it all where you're like a former sports person, you're a former cricketer, former cricket captain, and yet what you are saying has this edge of a politician. That's not on, and it's quite sad if you ask me. The other point is, if you talk about the past, so a lot of these players like a Javed Miandad speaks very highly of Sunil Gavaskar. Even till date, if you talk about his battles with India, he will always mention Sunil as not only as his friend, but has massive admiration for him and praises Sunil Gavaskar for his ability to have played on different tracks. Also, a huge ability that Sunil had to play top-class spin bowling. Imran always said that if you got out Sunil Gavaskar, you virtually had half the India side out. Of course, it was a different story then, I do understand. And but there is admiration, there is a lot of admiration. Come to present times, Virat Kohli himself backed the return of Amir after his ban and presented him with a bat, said that he's great for international cricket and such bowlers should be there. They should test batsmen. So it's that feeling, for each other, that feeling of encouragement, that battle that you want to test yourself against the best. It's not what Shahid Afridi is saying. It's really awful. And also, Shahid has great friends in Harbhajan and Yuvraj Singh. They contributed to his NGO and to some relief efforts recently as a gesture. So why spoil it all?